I was looking for something kind of crafty and Halloween-y that I could do, and the Disney Parks vlog came through for me. Earlier this year, the Disney Parks blog, in conjunction with Walt Disney Imagineering, released multiple series of Disney paper parks, where you can basically cut out and create your little own model 3D pieces of the parks just made out of paper. And just in time for the Halloween season, they released the Disney Paper Parks Happy Haunts Series 1. So this is filled with paper crafty Halloween goodness. There's actually 2 different projects in this one, and in this video I decided to take on the first project, which was creating miniature paper models of the Halloween themed Disney front entrance gates. So all this took was printing out the materials from the Disney Parks blog, cutting everything out with an X-acto knife, and gluing it all together. This work is not to say tedious, but it kind of is. You have to be the person who likes this kind of like very detail-oriented, like miniature crafty work. But now I have a little Halloween-y piece of Disneyland. So I just thought that this would be a fun bonus video to do, kind of going through and putting this Disney Paper Park Halloween Haunts set together. So let's get on into the miniature paper crafting. So in this first project, we are creating miniature versions of the Disneyland front entry gates adorned with all of the Halloween pumpkin decorations. The instructions are a little scant for this, but basically all you have to do is color out the sheets however you like. Then you have to cut out all of the individual pieces and then fold and glue everything together. So I'm starting off by coloring in my pages. I have some colored pencils here. So this is where you can kind of be extra fun and artistic with this. What I wish is that I had made the colors a lot more saturated, because they looked kind of fine and nice on the individual pages, but then when putting everything together, things kind of blended into the white. So I think it would have been really nice to make the pumpkins like extra bright and orange. But this is kind of the creative step to it. It was also a little tricky to figure out what some of the pieces were and if they should be colored in or not. But I tried to look at photos of the actual Disneyland entry gates to kind of get an idea of at least what most things look like. So in total, we have quite a number of sheets to cut out. Most of them are duplicate sheets because we have a right and a left side entry gates. But once everything is colored, you are ready to start taking on the project. The instructions say that you need scissors, but really I'm telling you, this is an X-acto knife project. You're going to spend a lot of time with your X-acto knife. You want a nice sharp blade to get everything cut out. Some pieces are easier to cut out than others. The pumpkins were not the easiest things to cut out because there's so many little details to them, but the X-acto knife definitely does make things a little bit easier. Then when you have the pieces cut out, you can start to fold them and assemble. This is where it would have been really good to have a scoring tool to be able to make really nice folds. But basically you just kind of fold along all the dotted lines as indicated and then glue things together where marked. I used just a glue stick for getting these first few pieces together, but then I used tacky glue for everything else. So with this first piece here, we are putting together one of the ceiling portions, and you can see we even have some nice little trim on it. And then I moved on to putting together the roofs. So these contain multiple extra little pop-out elements that you get to fold and glue together. Then after that, I put together the actual kind of gate portions. And these pieces actually have a lot of detail on them, even though you can't really see a lot of it from the front. So now I get to use my tacky glue and start to put everything together for one side of the entry gates. So I first get to glue on kind of my little roof pieces, and I'm following along where they have kind of these line guides marked. And the tacky glue for gluing everything down was actually super easy and convenient to use. Now with the ceiling and the roofs all attached together, I can add the actual lower gate portions. And this you kind of had to match where markings were on the top of the roof. But thankfully it was pretty easy to figure out where to put everything. Then that completes the main gates themselves, but now we have to adorn them with the decorated pumpkins. So I first glued down the extra decorative pumpkins onto the roof. They suggest using tape so that you can remove it and I guess keep it non-seasonal, but I kind of wanted to make this a little permanent Halloween display. Then I have the fronts and the back sides to my pumpkins, so I glued those together. I couldn't tell exactly how this was designed to be, so this was just kind of the way that I thought worked the best, and it ended up looking pretty good. Then finally the last step is actually going ahead and gluing our pumpkins on to the top of the roof. And now we have the left side of our gates all complete, but now you have to redo everything and create a matching right pair of gates. There really is so much detail on this. They look beautiful from a full 360-degree view. And now we have our fully completed set of both of our main paper Disneyland entry gates. My hand definitely hurt from doing so much intense X-acto knife cutting the day after this, but I really enjoyed the puzzle of putting this all together. And I'm hoping that in the coming series we'll be able to build our own Haunted Mansion facade. So that's what it looks like putting together one of the Disney Paper Parks projects. Now in this first Happy Haunt series, there is a whole other section putting together a big haunted mansion project. This latter half I'd say is much less detail oriented, although there is a whole bunch of like chains you have to cut out, which could take a while. But since this is just called Series 1, I assume they're going to come out with more fun Halloween-themed little paper projects. I don't know how interested other people are in this. The Disney Paper Parks hashtag on Instagram currently does not have a lot of uses, but if people find this interesting, it'd be fun to go back and do the earlier non-Halloween Disney Paper Parks crafts and then see what else they come out with for this Halloween season. But thanks for watching!